Welcome back to the garden today. I'm Chrissy with Up the Windy Lane, and I'm gonna attempt it. We're gonna see how it works. We're gonna see if I can do this. Been watching along, you know that I have made a huge mess in the garden. I have pulled out all these raised beds. I pulled out a couple more today, and I pulled out part of the horseradish, which is gonna be interesting because guess what? The roots go deep. Like, I'm not joking. I'm probably gonna have horseradish come back up in those spots, but I have two more to pull out of there, and then I'm gonna move the asparagus, and then we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to run our bigger tractor because the smaller one that I normally run does not have a new battery in it. So we're gonna try the bigger one. We're gonna see, but I do have to move some stuff before I can get it over here. I don't know if I'm gonna film that or not. We're gonna wait and see. Pull up some potatoes and some beets. The other ones I'm just gonna leave. I've got to get this done. So I did get all that done. So just the horseradish and asparagus is what's left, and then I'll have to figure out where that's gonna go. So let's get started on that. It just keeps breaking off. Oh well, I guess I'll get most of it out. Is that not the wildest thing? Sheesh. Okay, the only thing I can think of is this might actually be a horseradish spot. I don't know, in the garden. Because once I get the raised beds, I mean, it could potentially come up here. So maybe I'm moving it for no good reason. I don't know. I did probably need to dig it up though. Yeah, that's a lot of hard work. I did need to probably move it though because it's gotten quite large. And I need to harvest some of it and freeze dry it or something. So definitely grew. And I planted that, I don't know, a couple years ago maybe. So yeah, there's that. So it's kind of out, kind of not. Possible change of plans with the asparagus. That is going to be a pain. They have really rooted down in this bed. I think what I'm gonna do is leave it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and get these beds out, and they're actually gonna be further away. They're gonna be up against the fence. So I don't know, the asparagus may just stay in the garden, which is fine, I guess. I need to kind of go back to my design that I had, you know, plans for, and see kind of what I had right here. I don't really think I had anything. So, I mean, it could stay here, and I guess the horseradish could potentially, you know, stay right here, even though I just dug that up. More than likely it's gonna come back up there anyways because I didn't get all the root out. Go ahead and remove these two beds that I have left, and then position the beds over here along the fence like I want them, and then I guess I'll just kind of see maybe how it goes from there. I don't know, we'll see, I guess. All right, I got one asparagus crown out. I tried it one more time, I did get it out. So I don't know, I'm kind of like trying to decide what I want to do there, but we are going to go try to start the tractor and see how that goes. So there is the asparagus crown that I got out. Look at all those roots. Isn't that crazy? I mean, the thing's huge. So there's quite a few more in there, and of course I'm disrupting like all of the worms and everything in there, and I don't really like that. So I don't know, we'll just see. I'm gonna go over here to the tractor. We'll see if I can get it started, and we're gonna see how this goes. So my skill with the tractor is not legendary at all. I have a huge mess. This one's definitely a learning curve, and I don't like it as much as my little one, but I did unearth sweet potato. I just saw this. There's not much telling what all is in this dirt. Dill, sweet potatoes, apparently I'm gonna have lots of marigolds coming up everywhere. Okay, So I'm gonna film a little bit of this tractor work. Don't be impressed because it's not very impressive. To give you an idea of the mess I have made so far. Yeah. It doesn't even look like enough dirt to fill these raised beds, does it? All right, not bad. Until I got down into some of the actual, well, no, this probably needs to be cleaned up a little bit more, but where did that go? I just saw it. Okay, well, maybe I'm imagining things. I could have swore, oh yeah, right here. That is horseradish root. So, definitely gonna have horseradish. Like it's everywhere coming up. Well, at least I'll know what it is. I mean, like, oh my gosh, it's everywhere. Like it's over here. That's not even in the bed. Well, maybe it was. It's on the very edge. I mean, but it's going everywhere. Well, I didn't think about that being there, so that has to be moved. But unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it has rotted in the ground. Because I was really wanting this all the way in the corner. So I had it screwed to the fence, but pretty sure by the sound of it, it may have rotted off. Hopefully, not completely. Yeah, I mean, looks a little rough. Not sure how much of this I'm going to get done. It's actually getting, I don't know, it seems like it's late, but it's maybe 3 o'clock. That time change. Any shorter days. I'm already liking this. I wasn't too sure. I'm still really nervous, but I actually like this. I have an extra bed in this length because I put them all together. I just had 3 of these bigger ones and that corner one before, so now I have an extra one in really the same amount of space. I think this is gonna go well so far, maybe. I'm not super worried about level. I'm kind of eyeing it. None of these beds are made the same. I think the old ones are made different than the new ones, and it's just kind of interesting. All right, so you saw those. I've added 2 more. And then I think what I'm gonna do is leave a space right here because on my drawing in the house, space right here that goes across the garden to the other arch. Eventually there's going to be a fence that continues down this side as well, hopefully anyways. I do have more pallets to make more fencing. I just haven't done it, haven't had time. But I would like to fence in the whole garden. Eventually maybe let the chickens in here, maybe clip their wings so they can't fly out. I can put them in here, you know, in the winter. I don't know. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to fill some of these beds with a tractor. We're gonna see if that's gonna be okay. Oops. So I was using the tractor to fill these in. And this one was a little rotted. You can see there in the corner. So I'm gonna have to fix that one a little bit. Don't mind the leaf blower in the background. So I just found this. I'm pretty sure this is probably supposed to be a jicama. I didn't even check to see if it was actually producing something, but I think that's what that is. I don't know what else it would be. I don't know. What do you think? All right. Kind of repaired this one a smidge. It's gonna need some work though, but I do have dirt in all of these. So far I like this. You know how I was talking about moving furniture and you kind of just have that, I don't know, feeling that you like it? This feels good. I like this. I'm done for the day. Got some crazy hair after I took my hat off. Yeah, I like that. I'm really freeing up a lot of space. I have a lot of beds, especially all those new beds. None of those are put in. And I do have, I'm looking over there, 3 or 4 beds that will have to be repaired before they go in. But I definitely have to look at my plan because I have no idea where the other beds go. And the problem is, if I put beds over here where they go, that tractor cannot get in here. So we're gonna use the box blade to get this smoothed out. but I think I have beds along this, maybe. I have to look at my plan. So I can go ahead and do those and get everything done. And then once I put those in, maybe I can, I don't know, bring dirt from somewhere else or hand fill those, because that sounds super fun. That's it. I'm going in. I've got some other stuff for one of my parents tonight. I do have a lot of compost though out in the pasture, so we're going to use that as well and mix that in. I still have dirt. Like, I still have dirt over here. So all this will go in the beds. Got lots to clean up, but we got to do it because in about a week, we're getting like 3 or 4 days of rain. So I want to get all this done. I want to hopefully get my leaves mulched to get them on top of those beds. So lots to do. All right, it is the next day and I am back out here this morning before a birthday party, and I had to well, actually the reason I stopped yesterday was it was getting later, but I wasn't really sure where else the raised beds were going to go according to my plan, and so I had to bring it outside so I would know where to put the next. So this is my rough draft, and you can see there's the 4 in the corner one, and so that's what I have there. And then I have the 2 there, which actually I put that small one there. That one wasn't really in the plan, but this is not really to scale, so I kind of did it off of eyeing it because I wanted that opening there at the end to coincide with that arch right there where the marigolds are. Not the marigolds, the morning glories that I despise now because they come up everywhere. So I'm going to do this other side and probably start from the coop and go over. No, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably start from there and go over to the coop. This is not to scale at all, so it's going to be interesting. But I do have to move all of this stuff that I just moved out of the way for everything else. So all that has to be moved, and then I will start laying out the beds and kind of see how far I get, I guess. Making some progress. I got all the cages. I don't know if you can see those very good. You see the cages very good. So I got the cages over there. Stacked all that over there. I've got to move those. Of course, I got to move, well, I moved these out of the way because the beds are going to go right back there. But I do have to get the netting pulled up along here and get all those weeds out of the way and try to get them as straight as possible. So nothing like just moving everything to start with and then moving it to the other side of the garden. So I started moving stuff over here, getting some of these, just getting them back in the beds. I don't know if they're going to stay there, but it gets them out of the way for right now, at least. I'm going to try to get the rest of this picked up, get the beds in there, and then my husband's actually going to come in here with the box blade and help me out a little bit with smoothing this out. And then I can place the rest of the beds in the middle somewhere. Perfect. So started with the small one on the end, and I got all the new 3x6s down. They go right to the corner of the coop where I wanted them. That worked out actually really well. Our oldest daughter and grandbabies, I think, are headed this way, and we have a birthday party, so I think this is where I'm stopping right now, and then hopefully I can pick it up later and maybe get these beds filled, get this smoothed out. We've got some compost out in the field we've got to get in here. I feel like I've made pretty good progress for being out here for about an hour, so I guess we'll continue this later. This is day 3. Day 3. But I can walk out here without walking over mounds of dirt, so that's good. So my husband helped me, and we got all this filled with the dirt out of the garden and some composted manure out of the barn that was in the field out there. Annabelle came home yesterday as well, so that's good news. I'm gonna get her checked before too much longer. She was with the bull for 5 months, so she's either bred or not, and if she's not, then I'm thinking she's not gonna be. So but that's a whole different video or story. These are the ones that we got done before. I have this huge open space. So now I have 13 beds out here. I have 6 small ones, the 3x3s out that still don't have, they're still out in the yard. They're gonna go in here. So that leaves me with 5 that I don't have. I have spots for 2 that I think I'm gonna put. And then the other ones I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna have to put them together because right now they're the ones that are older and they are falling apart. You can definitely tell that has got manure in it. I'm excited about this, but I do have to get all these covered with leaves. So here's the other 6 small ones, and then here's 3 of the ones that have fallen apart, and then some more pieces. So I do have to get some corners and get these put back together and as best I can, and then we'll put those in the garden. But I think it looks pretty good. It smoothed out, you know, fairly nice. Didn't realize quite the slope in this garden. I'm pretty excited. This is a lot bigger than what I was thinking, so I don't know. I'm sure it's gonna get smaller as I, put what I'm putting in the middle and then put the other beds around it and so forth. It's gonna get smaller. It's gonna, I still haven't decided what to do with the asparagus. I did move some of the horseradish, left some of it in here. I still have, I don't know, a few big pieces to put somewhere else. I don't know where those are gonna go. And I've got the irrigation to do and all that fun stuff. At least we got it this far. I've got to look and see when the rain is coming. Hoping that this is not a muddy mess. So I do have to get something over this. I'm not really sure what it is or what it will be, other than maybe just leaves. Like if I can mulch up all the leaves, that's a lot of leaves, but I may have to do it to kind of keep the mud down. But I don't know, we'll see. But this is what it's got so far. And I'll kind of keep you updated as we go. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this craziness of redesigning the raised bed garden. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to be lovely lights today.